What's up, folks? Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm joined again with ESS 60, C60 Evo, Patty Greer, and Chris Burris. And I got something to say, folks. So listen up. I'm not just, I'm not making this up. I was talking to Patty before we started recording, and I was like, man, I'm noticing a difference in my parents. I've been giving them the oil, a swig of it each. And folks, I've been doing it now for about 2 weeks, and the last week and a half, really the last week, I'm noticing like a spark ignite. Like they're talking to me more. And remember, folks, they were on their deathbed. They were declining fast. They're still sick. They're not like out of the wheelchairs walking and stuff, but I'm noticing I'm able to have conversations even with my mother who has severe dementia. And it's like the lights back on and they're trying to process and talk to me. It's really cool. And the only thing different I've been doing is giving him the C60 Evo. Yeah, I've been giving him a swig of that once a day, and that's about all they can handle right now in their shape. But hey, man, I mean, I have to attribute it to this. So thank you guys.
It is
Wow.
such a treat
Yeah.
to hear that. And it's also the easiest thing you could have given them. It's not a capsule to choke down, it's not an IV in the arm. It's a spoon and a bottle, and you take it in your mouth, and oh, Chris is like, I want
So
some.
I've been so you're just so skeptical on supplements. Most people are like, oh, go here we go again. But there's something to this, and the best way I can relate this is like everyone's real big on the charcoal that people take, and that
Mm.
pulls out the toxins in your body. This works like that, but on a cellular level, correct? Is that the best
Yeah.
Subcellular.
way to explain this
Well,
molecule?
Subcellular. Yeah.
if you're going to compare and contrast it with like an activated charcoal, right? Activated charcoal is
Cheers.
known to do a really good job of getting toxins out of your body. But activated charcoal particles are too big to get out of your intestines. They actually don't go through the gut barrier and get into your physiology. Whereas these ESS60 molecules, right, these guys, they get into your physiology. They actually get to the level of your mitochondria. So, and we actually have kind of an ad hoc study with the University of Houston where they compared and contrasted activated charcoal performance of our raw, really kind of a raw product with activated charcoal, and they said it performed as well or better than activated charcoal. So there are reasons to believe this is not just getting outside of your intestines and into your physiology, not just getting into your cells, it's getting into your mitochondria. Actually, we have peer-reviewed published research showing that, and it's detoxing at the level of the mitochondria.
So I've been giving my parents one swig of it. That's all they can handle, and they're very frail, and I've been giving them one swig, and I've been seeing even a difference with that. And so what does one, let's say some person just takes one swig of this, what does that do? What is that one little gulp of this oil C60, the C60, that what I have here, the olive oil brown, what
Yeah.
does that do? Like what does that one sip do? How
Well,
much
let
of the
me
body does that?
Yeah, well, let me start. So, one drop of that sip that Patty and I just took, and the sip that you're
Love it.
giving to your parents, one drop has more than 400 times as many of these ESS60 molecules in it than you have cells in your body, right?
Wow.
And if you're thinking about saturating your mitochondria, you have between 50 and 5,000 mitochondria in every cell in your body. Your brain cells have 2 million, right? So when we think about an outsized impact, we think about our most consistent testimonial, people taking it in the morning, reporting mental focus and energy during the day, and better sleep at night. Those are mentally related things because theoretically there are 2 million mitochondria in every cell. And that's not theoretical. There are 2 million mitochondria in every cell. Theoretically, this is helping according to the Boss theory. And I've got a slide on this because I think this is the real answer to your question. Right. So the molecule, this is the buffering oxidative stress system. What gives credibility to this theory is that we know from peer-reviewed published research this ESS60 molecule gets into the mitochondria. We know from way back in the 90s it can hold up to 6 negatively charged particles. A healthy mitochondria is an energy source. It has a negative byproduct called reactive oxygen species. I think of these like little bumper cars. They run around your body. If they're left to their own devices, and everything they smack into, they cause rust, oxidative stress, oxidative damage. In a healthy mitochondria, you've got the internal antioxidants, glutathione and melatonin, to manage those reactive oxygen species. Interesting. Melatonin, good sleep. There's some nice parallels here. So you can see here in a healthy mitochondria, it's been pictured as this baby blue tranquil color because it's not running around causing damage. But when you stress a mitochondria, as we get older, our mitochondria are more often stressed. But if you just live in modern society, you have stressed mitochondria, smoking, drinking, EMF radiation off of your phone, tough emails, tough conversations. And that's when you start producing more reactive oxygen species than can be managed by that internal glutathione and melatonin. And so you can see here, some are managed by the glutathione and melatonin. These other red ones, again, if they're left to their own devices, running around the body, causing all the problems. And that's where this ESS60 molecule comes in. It's in the mitochondria. We believe it's holding on to up to 6 of these negatively charged particles, so they can't run around like little bumper cars. And then when your mitochondria can replenish that glutathione, replenish that melatonin, then it can manage those reactive oxygen species appropriately.
So,
That's really,
I
yeah.
would imagine, sorry to cut you off, but like I would
Yeah.
imagine if you're taking the C60, the ESS60, and taking glutathione, what IVs maybe, and things of that nature, that's just like a double home run right there, right? I mean, if you're taking, the ESS 60 with glutathione, because I know down the street, the clinic, they do glutathione therapy and stuff like that. I mean, they hook you up to an IV and the IV therapy. I mean, that would probably be amazing, right? To boot.
Yeah, well, glutathione is kind of known as the master antioxidant, the master detoxer, right? The problem is our body doesn't store glutathione. It creates it as it needs it, and it has a limit to how fast it can do that. And that limit you saw in that healthy mitochondria is it can handle the output of a healthy mitochondria. It can't handle the output of a stressed mitochondria, and that's where that ESS60 molecule. So I don't think that you should be doing glutathione. IVs all the well, in an ideal world, you could actually have a drip like just taking care of your oxidative stress all the time. Just walk around with an IV
Right,
bag, a
right.
little little glutathione
Well,
drip.
I mean, maybe like once every couple of weeks or once a month.
I mean, it could be more frequent, right? Depends on what kind of stress you're putting on your body, right? Depends, like if you're fighting some sort of disease is usually founded, based in oxidative stress and inflammation. Glutathione can have a positive impact there. But, so you like to train, right? And training, you're trying to figure out how can I optimize training. Training, you're absolutely stressing your mitochondria. In an ideal world, you could have that glutathione drip while you're training to manage the oxidative stress that you're getting, right? That's where the ESS60 molecule comes in because it's like a bucket holding on to that stress. This is according to that Boss theory. So then if you were to later do the glutathione drip, then it can more quickly pull that stress out of that bucket and manage it without it doing any damage.
I can't help but notice that I've been feeling. Now I haven't been feeling so. Now I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm doing the red light therapy. I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I've been noticing like I just feel better, man. I feel like I have more energy. I'm emotionally. I have like an uplift, and that's what I need to in order to make it through the day with all the podcasts and the gym and everything. I'm dealing with my parents. I've noticed that I have the energy to last all day, even if I don't get 8 hours of sleep. I just get 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I'm still good throughout the day. How much of the C60 ESS C60, like you know you said it lasts. If I took one gulp of the olive oil C60, that lasts what, 10 days? It can last up to 10 days.
Yeah, so that's what the literature suggests, and that's also what some of our testimonials suggest, is that after about 10 days, it clears out of your body, right? And actually, this is probably the perfect time to pull up that slide as it relates to what people's experience on the product might be. We tend to think of that experience as a 3-month experience, where month one is focus and energy, just like our most consistent testimonial. Take it in the morning, focus and energy during the day, better sleep at night. We do get one testimonial from a lady who took the product in the morning. That night, she sent in a video and pointed out that she didn't finish her cup of coffee. I don't know about you, if you've been a coffee drinker, if you're less of a coffee drinker. I used to be a 2 to 3 cup of coffee per day person.
Oh, I used to be 5 to 6, dude. I was like crazy on that. Now I'm like 2 to 3. I'm 2 to 3, which is I just love the taste of coffee, but
Yeah,
I
me too.
don't need it. I
Yeah,
feel like I don't need it. Like I have energy. I
yeah.
feel good.
Yeah, well, it may have been in the past, like prior to starting C60 Evo, that if you didn't get that cup of coffee, it had a deleterious effect, right? You were cranky, maybe you got a slight headache, that kind of thing. That just doesn't, like I said, I used to be a 2 to 3 cup a day per person. I just don't get those headaches. Even if I skip it on a weekend, it just doesn't really bother me. I'm like you, I really do like I walk down the grocery store aisle of the coffee and it just smells amazing. Like, how do right? How do you get that all the time?
Yeah.
It's
Month two, go ahead.
it's also one of those things we look forward to when we wake up is that morning cup of joe. It just is lovely. And we have a coconut MCT formula that is awesome in coffee. So I start my day with that one, and then I hit it with the olive oil to get going, powerhouse mode. So I just want to mention we've got a coffee ESS 60 formula as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, I got to tell you, folks, listening to this podcast, you got to believe me when I tell you this. I'm noticing a significant difference in myself and my parents. Now, I don't expect a miracle, anything to happen. I'm not, I'm still waiting for the shoe to drop, but I will say that I have noticed the alertness, especially in my mom, and that's huge. Like she's asking me questions again.
Yeah.
I She hasn't done that in a long time, man. And my dad he's back to his his aggressive yelling at the nurses and stuff. So that's I'm like, hey, the light. He's got that bravado in his voice. I don't know. I'm watching this, and I'm just giving you a serious, heartfelt message and update that I'm noticing something.
That's so great. My mom is 97 and she still has her nails done every month and she still has her hair done every other week.
Wow,
And
wow,
she
man.
still reads books this thick every week,
Jeez.
takes them back to the library where she lives in her own apartment. My mom's 97,
God
still
bless her,
looks
man.
good. Her skin is beautiful. It's like people are like, no, you're not. Yeah, she takes all of our products. And
Well,
somebody asked me,
you do not look your age, and Chris, you do definitely. Both you guys do not look your age.
thank you.
Seriously. So I'm like, I'm doing whatever you're doing.
Hey, you know, when I watch supplement company people speaking, I look at them. It's like, you can say what you want, but I want to look at you and tell me the truth. How old are you? It's like, I'm frickin' 73. Now, I hid when I turned 70. They wanted to throw me a big party, and I was like, I'll be in the closet. I'm not excited about getting old. And now I'm like raging fine about my age because if you knew what I did this week, like what I've gotten done, I scare myself. But my memory is like a steel trap now, and so is my mom. So I want to just tell you, it is so lovely how you love your parents. You will continue to celebrate seeing them improve because ESS 60, number one for the brain. And because the brain is so packed with mitochondria, the powerhouse of every cell, the brain has 2 million compared to the rest of the body, 50 to 5,000 mitochondria per cell. The brain's going to definitely be the first to have clear mental focus, less brain fog, better memory. And now we're not allowed to say these things. It's just a coincidence that we hear it from everyone, which is what we have to say about our testimonials now is that it's all a coincidence that, oh my God, people aren't having those monster headaches anymore. But for people listening, if you don't like your parents, do not give them Evo because they will live longer and they will remember all the things
Well,
you
hold
did as a
on.
kid.
That the studies with rats, and we've said this every time, they've lived 90% longer than the placebo rats, the control group, right, Chris? They were 90% longer. What does that mean? Like a
Yeah.
rat, how long does a rat live?
Yeah, so this chart kind of combines two key results, right? So one is a typical Wistar rat lives out to 32 months and has a known amount of tumor mass in its body. The longer it lives, the larger the tumor mass is. Even though the C60 Evo rats lived out to 62 months, none of them, right? So this should have been a projection way out to here.
Mhm.
None of them had any tumors, which is really profound. And they also lived 90% longer than the control group, right? So the three
I mean,
rats
did
and
we even know rats can live that long? Were you like, wow, it's living? I mean, what was the known rat age? Was it 30 months, 40 months max? Was
well,
62 months?
yeah, for this particular breed of rats, it's 32 months. Like the average Wistar rat lives out to 32 months. These rats lived out to 62.
That's
Yeah,
double.
Yeah,
yeah,
close
it's
to double. Yeah,
90%.
it's like 90%
So
longer.
hold on, man. If this works for humans as well, which we're all feeling great, could humans live to 120? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
this is
so
crazy. I mean, do we know if it can do that?
so the statistic, like if you map out the math, if the average human lives 90% longer, the average human will live to 152. Now
That's
remember,
insane, but we don't
yeah,
know that because we haven't done the studies that long, right?
right. And these are particular rats bred to get these tumors. And so like there's some things that are not parallel. But that's kind of overshadowed by the fact that of all these testimonials that we're getting, right? So if there's any doubts, okay, great, these wrist are rats. I mean, by the way, if the only thing this did was stop the tumors in the rats, that's a good reason to take the product, right? Like that's we still need more research, whatever, and I might as well throw out the FDA has not evaluated our product. It is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.
What about people out there that are battling the big C? We'll just call it the big
Mm.
C for YouTube purposes, the big C, and they're, on chemo and they're on all kinds of stuff. Should they also be supplementing this in?
Well, okay, so we have to be really you can
Okay.
imagine
All right.
how careful we have to be here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Maybe I shouldn't even brought that up, but
No, it's so the way that I would put it, right? If my parents were going through that, I would absolutely have them on this. Just zero doubts that I would have them on this. There are patents related to this molecule as cancer treatments for pets. Now, a patent doesn't mean that it works. It just means somebody's patented the idea. But there is strong reasons to believe that there is value in this molecule. But there's just a lot more research to do. By the way, think about how much money is made in the cancer industry and how interested they would be in a solution this simple. So it's an
yeah,
uphill battle.
or
And
not interested,
Or not interested.
or
Yeah,
not
oh
I
yeah,
want
interested.
to talk
100%.
about I am a human trial for the skin uh,
Yeah, yeah, gotcha.
skin seas. And I years ago when I met Chris, I had just been intentionally poisoned with uranium in my garage. So the guy that I knew that I thought was my bodyguard help put uranium in my garage because he found out I knew too much. Blah blah woof woof.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this is
So
all from the crop circle stuff, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
My films won all these awards, and you notice my awards are put away just temporarily. But yeah, I went through quite a lot telling the truth in times of universal deceit, which they slathered across my website in 2013. No, I've been in the suppression industry for a lot longer than you guys. 13 years they've been hiding my films. Amazon just 4 weeks ago decided to deactivate all my films off Amazon. Hey guys, thanks so much. I don't know who's behind that, but my films are no longer on Amazon because deep
Jeez.
state. Yeah, it's real stupid what we're living through, but because I take Evo, my brain's just like, yeah, bygones. Amazon, who knows how long they'll be there. They're Hmm.
I got you. I
Anyway,
got you.
the point I wanted to make with the uranium was that because I was taking so much C60 Evo, my body went no. And I started getting skin things that needed to be cut out. And I was like, what? I've never had one in my life. 18 months later, I had six. Six skin things, all on the left side from the uranium. And it was how my body ejected, in my opinion. I'm not the doctor, but I watched 6 times them take it off my arm, my leg, the side of my face. And I was just like, damn him every time. I just was like, mm. But every time the doctor would remove it, I would say, wow, that was easy. You just took all that out of my system and threw it away for me. Thank you so much. And the doctor just would look at me like, you're the only grateful patient. And I was like on number six, like,
So you
how?
think that the ESS 60 was pushing it out of your body?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And wait till you hear this. Two of them were not the light kind. They were like deeper. So I had to go back and get re-scooped. And that was, would upset most people like, oh my God, I'm dying. No, here I am going, oh my God, the ESS 60, in my
Wow.
opinion, is pushing all this out. So two of them needed deeper cuts, which case I had to have stitches on the inside that melt and stitches on the outside that they'll take away in 10 days. Both of the ones that were supposed to melt did not melt in me. They popped through my skin as a hard white ball, and the doctor the second time said, wow, you're a first spitting sutures twice. So it actually
Wow.
wound it up instead of melting all of this toxic thread through my system. It balled it up and spit it through. One on the back of my leg. I was like, what the heck is
Wow,
that?
that's unique. The way you looked, that is what it was doing. It was pushing that stuff out of you.
I got to
That's
say,
wild.
to me, I am so convinced, and I'm not the scientist, I'm not a doctor, I'm none of those things. I'm a walking educator of what happened for me with the ESS 60 formula. And it did win the Nobel Prize in 1996. And that test that was done with 90% life extension was from our lab. It was this very
It
product.
was
This
your lab.
very, it was
Wow.
us. So when you hear other people claim our product does that, it's like, no, it doesn't. And if it's not ESS 60, it probably comes from China, who is not our friend.
Wow. Yeah. So I've definitely dealt with other companies before, but I haven't not felt the results like I feel from you guys. So like
It's
I
both.
said, I'm even giving it to my parents and I'm noticing, right now changes. So I actually am like every day I'm like, oh, I gotta go give him another gulp, gotta give him another gulp. So like I'm doing my best, man. But
Are
this
you
is
doing a teaspoon or a tablespoon a
no, I
day?
just give them a swig. I don't know how much they're taking. I just give them a swig. I put the bottle on their lips and they take a swig.
That's awesome.
So that's what I'm doing. Do you want me to pull up the side? Do you want to pull up some more slides,
Yeah,
Chris?
I can pull it up.
Go for it.
Page, there are specials that don't exist on the website. So you want to go here for sure. Of our kind of main product, that oral product we've been talking about the whole day, we have a 2-pack, a 3-pack. The best deal is on the 6-pack. Our thought process is there. I showed you the slide where we think of a journey on our product as 3 months. A 6-pack would be 3 for you, potentially 3 for somebody else, like in your case, your parents, or you might be selfish like me and keep all 6. And so that's the thought process by having the best deal on 6. There is a subscribe and save, so you can save a little bit of additional money. The 2-pack is delivered every 2 months, the 3 every 3 months, the 6 every 6 months. Even if you just want 1 pack, go ahead and go on subscription. You can cancel at any time. Our customer service team has 1,000 5-star reviews on Google. They are amazing. And so they are not taught to talk you out of canceling your subscription. They help you. It just turns out most people do stay on subscription. If you're wondering where to start, we think of our inside out set as the best place to start. Why feel great on the inside and not look great on the outside? This is our advanced facial serum and our oral product, the olive oil one, a high quality extra virgin olive oil with as much of this ESS 60 molecule as we can get to dissolve in it. This is also available in the 2-pack, 3-pack, and 6-pack. That's the best deal. Again, subscribe and save, and you'll save even more, even if you're not interested, even if you just want to try it. Go on it. You're probably not going to cancel. But if you want to, it's pretty easy with our team. And then finally, some people don't like olive oil. They don't like the taste, or they want to travel. And taking a 4-ounce bottle can be problematic if you're checking it through TSA. So you can take our capsules. The capsules they're not tiny, they're not huge, but in order to get a full teaspoon of olive oil, you do need to take 6 of these. We kind of recommend 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, or whatever works for you. I know a lot of biohackers who just, adding 6 pills is nothing. Again, we sell in a 2-pack, 3-pack, and 6-pack. Subscribe and save for even more discounts. And then the best deals are actually on cases. So just click this red button to get over to cases.
Wow, beautiful guys. I love having you on. I love hearing the good news. And folks, I'm a walking testament to this, and so are my parents. I believe in this product. And like I like, just like all the other stuff, the red light and all this stuff, I'm using it all, folks. I'm doing what I can. I know what I've done in my body before. It was an amusement park. Now I'm trying to, like, regain what I lost, especially in the brain cell area. But I appreciate you guys so much, Patty and Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Folks, hit the link down below, get started on this, and begin your life's journey all over again. All right. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thanks,
Thank
Dave.
you.